Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about this week's TV news. And it's going to be a much shorter video than last week. The last 2 weeks, in fact. 'Cause the last 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago broke 90 minutes, last week broke 100 minutes. That's how much news we had.
We're more pleased about this than you are, probably.
Probably, yes. It was been fun having a nice big long news show to watch last week, but obviously the news had to dry up at some point. Otherwise, they'd be making far too many TV shows for us.
Yes. News is a finite resource.
Yes, it has to be. Obviously, it comes in cycles, but there had to be a quieter period, just because otherwise we'd have so many new shows coming from all the announcements that it would be like an onslaught. Nothing would survive because there were too many. So yeah, we're going to talk about news. We also used the I'm hitting stuff on my desk. This is already off to a bad start.
It's far too animated.
So it's goddamn warm. That's the problem. We're hitting the first of the summer weather this week, and it does not agree with me.
I agree because, well, look at me. Thankfully, I've been pulling extra duty at work, and I'm exhausted. So that means I'm not as animated.
Also, I imagine the work is a bit more air conditioned generally. Okay, I'll take that.
It should be. It should be. But one of the managers always insists it's cold and turns it up because she stands there and does nothing, so doesn't realise it's warm for anyone moving.
Do you know, I have legitimately, just in the past, in the summer, I have went to see a movie just because I know the room will be nicely air conditioned.
Yes, I agree.
I have done that.
I've done that as well.
It's like I'll see something a second time if there's nothing, that I've not seen yet.
Just because you've got 3 hours or whatever of this is a nice cool room.
Yep, that is exactly it. Take a nice walk to the nearest cinema. Do that.
Yep.
So we're good about this week's TV news. We also use this to give any updates on the channel, that kind of thing. We pick our favourite episode of the week at the end of the show. So yeah, there wasn't much to say in terms of like news for the channel this week, but obviously we always point out finales and premieres. We did of course have the premiere for Twin Peaks: The Return, or you might call it season 3 of Twin Peaks, which started on Sunday. We had a double episode. We actually had our obviously we've done like a full season thing before that was a bit longer, but in terms of like just 2 episodes of TV, we did our longest ever review of those 2 episodes. We brought lots of notes, and we
this is something as well. We've never really taken notes for anything. The shows that we analyse quite deeply as well, like Westworld, Mr. Robot. We maybe jot down a thing here or there, but no proper notes. No. But David Lynch. Yeah. we went in prepared this time.
Yeah. So much so. I mean, I made a point of watching it twice because I had time. You had to. I had to wait a little bit extra for you to see it, so I had time. I'm like, you know what? I've got time to watch it again. I'm doing a note run, and I took notes in the second viewing. Yeah. So we did 1 and 2. 3 and 4 did go up in the streaming service immediately. We did not have time to immediately do another 2 hours of Twin Peaks, especially if we were going to talk about it for another 2 hours as well. So,
but believe us, we wish we could have done, because
if we could have, we would have done so. It's looking like right now that we'll do 3 on its own on Sunday before it airs, and then we'll do 4 on its own on Monday. So that's how it's looking in terms of when 3 and 4 are going up, which is good because obviously 5 doesn't come till the following Sunday again. So if we didn't leave it until this weekend, it would mean waiting 2 weeks.
You'd have 2 weeks without it. So think of it this way: it's spacing it out for you.
Yeah. Silver linings.
Look, if you've watched them already, it just gives you an excuse to watch them again a week later.
That's true. I have watched episode 3 already, actually. I can't go further because we like to talk about where things are going, so I can't go beyond what our next review is. But I did watch episode 3. Yeah.
Are you going to watch episode 3 again?
Oh yes. Notes will be made. All sorts of things will be happening. I gave Connor a cryptic clue. I just said wall sockets.
Yeah.
Or outlets, if you're more familiar with that word. That's all I said. Just have that.
Means nothing to me. Not a thing.
Well, it means something after episode 3.
I watched 2 episodes out of. Obviously, he's only watched 1 more than me, and that one literally means nothing to me.
Oh dear. So we had that. We also had some finales. All the CW, DC shows all had their finales this week. So that's Supergirl, Flash, Arrow. They're all done for like 4 or 5 months, which I enjoy having those. Well, I enjoyed having 2 of those shows on a weekly basis. But I am happy to have the schedule lightened up a bit. We can, because there was a couple of shows we had to put on hiatus. We just didn't have time to cover all the shows we were technically meant to be doing. So iZombie's fallen behind a little bit. We'll start catching up in that soon. Then we'll get up to speed. But so. Oh.
My liver is also very relieved with this news.
Yes, because you'll have to get drunk for Arrow every week for a few months.
Yeah, I mean, I might end up getting drunk every week anyway, but it's not for Arrow, so there's a little bit of it's okay.
It makes me wonder how we're going to cover season 2 of Iron Fist, should and when it happens.
Yeah, I'd like to be drunk for that.
But how do we schedule 13 episodes of drunk?
Yeah, I can't be drunk for a week.
Because sometimes with Arrow we actually have to push it further so you can get, because sometimes you have to be up early in the morning or something like that. So we have to actually push it a little bit so you can get drunk for it. We can't really do that for 13 episodes.
No, we can't.
Basically,
that is a problem.
You're going to have to just book time off work, and we have to have a binge one weekend where you're just blind drunk for like 3 days. That's basically the only way it can be done.
Yeah, it really depends what time of year it hits, doesn't it?
I like how he's not asked. I can't do that. I can't book time off work just to get drunk.
Well, yeah. There's just there's certain times of year that you're not allowed to book off work.
Oh, sure,
you got to cover other people.
Yeah, but I'm laughing because
periods.
you're taking it seriously. You're like, oh no, that's a good idea. Yeah, I think I'll try that.
It's something to consider.
But no, so let's get to news. Yeah, we've done.
Yes, we do have some news.
You can tell we're tangenting because we don't have as much to talk about this week. We do have a couple of leftover renewals and cancellations. Not many. We're talking about a couple of each here. So on the renewal side of things, we have Veep, which has been renewed.
Yeah.
By HBO for season 7. They also renewed Silicon Valley for season 5. Although one of its lead actors are leaving before season 5. I just sort of saw that in passing as I was looking. Miller, TJ Miller.
Yeah, TJ Miller. Obviously, he's a busy man these days.
Yeah, so he's leaving after season 4 then. And then another show got renewed, which was a nice little pleasant surprise, because I wasn't sure how it was doing, but we really liked the pilot, was Trial and Error at NBC.
Oh, I didn't hear this one. I heard about the others, but...
no, that's one of the comedies that I'm looking forward to sort of binge watching once the season's done.
Yeah, definitely.
Which it might be nearly done by now, because they were doing 2 a week last I checked, so...
That's true, it might be done for all we know, because we haven't been paying attention.
So
I will say Veep's something I've been meaning to try for a while, because it's the same creator as The Thick of It, and it's kind of like its American cousin in the sense that it's the politics, and it's the satirization of that system versus the UK system in The Thick of It. But
and it's Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yeah, but that's not a draw to me. I don't care. It's the same creator as one of my favourite comedies. That is a draw. That
show means nothing to me. Saying it's Elaine from Seinfeld makes me way more interested than anything else. So those have been renewed. That's cool. So I'm happy about Trial and Error. I'm glad that's getting a chance to grow, because I did like that pilot. It'd be nice to have another network comedy that I enjoy, that I can binge watch every year. In terms of cancellations, NBC cancelled Chicago Justice after 1 season.
As we speculated.
Yeah, so only 3 of the Chicago shows live on, but maybe they just found that 4 was one too many. Like the audience just was not willing to have a 4th in the Chicago emergency service universe.
I think it's because lawyers aren't emergency services enough.
Exactly, they went outside their realm because
they pushed it too far.
Yeah, because the others are medical, fire, police.
They're your emergency services.
The 3 pillars, yes.
Yeah, your lawyers, they're the aftermath. They're the bit where we don't care about this.
Here's what you could do. You could get a 4th one, Coast Guard.
Yeah, you could do that.
You could get more specific. You say the docks and waterfront rescue and all that. You could do all that stuff. That could be a 4th. That is an emergency. It's a specific emergency. You never call them when you're in the middle of the city, but
Chicago Animal Control.
Chicago
I can see it now.
Oh, I like that. They're chasing alligators in the sewer.
Oh man.
That's your
Tiger
season 1
broke
plot.
out the zoo.
That's the season 1 plot. There's an alligator in the sewer, and that's the there'll be episode by episode plots, but throughout the season there's this one alligator that's
It'll
in
just
the
pop up every so often.
Yeah.
Come up a toilet. I don't know.
I think you're underestimating the size of an alligator.
Maybe I'm just overestimating the size of a toilet.
Possibly. Maybe yours is specially made. You've got this giant toilet for.
Well, I'm just saying, snakes can get up there. Why not an alligator?
Well, snakes can squeeze into tighter places. Typically.
Yeah, screw biology.
So that was cancelled. Also cancelled this week was The Get Down from Netflix, which is. It was surprising at a glance, but then once I read a little bit about it, it wasn't that surprising. It's surprising because Netflix have cancelled almost nothing. They've cancelled Hemlock Grove. They announced an ending for Bloodlines, but typically they're very
get to season 2 at least.
Yeah, they're very renew happy. Whereas Get Down's only had the one season. It was split in 2 parts. This
is the Baz Luhrmann one, right?
Yeah, but when I looked into it, the 2 sort of points that stuck out at me was A, this was apparently the most expensive television program in history, or close to it. It cost. I
thought that went to their. Is it The Crown? That is the other Netflix show.
Yeah, but I think this is technically newer.
Is it?
Maybe, or maybe it was the most expensive, then The Crown beat it. But either way,
yeah.
it cost $120 million, and it wasn't a lot of episodes. This was like.
Yeah.
This was a short amount of episodes. And then on top of that, apparently the production was full of problems. Like, it was delayed a bunch of times. It was constantly running over budget, over time, that kind of thing.
Is that why it was split in 2?
Probably.
Look, we've got half it done. Let's just put that out.
What it seems like though, it seems like one of the big factors though, outside of the money reasons, was that when the second half of the season went up, it seemed to get no attention. No one was talking about it, and for them that was like, all right, it's done. No one cares.
No, that's fair, because obviously it was a big thing when it first came out. I do remember seeing a lot about it, but I didn't even realise the second half had.
Exactly.
Yeah, so makes sense.
So that's cancellations. But speaking of Netflix, we got some premiere dates along with trailers and teasers for 3 shows that are all coming in July. And I actually kind of like this idea. Because if you follow comic books, you know we have this, the solicitations, which are basically the announcement of all the books coming in about 3 months' time. I kind of like the idea of Netflix doing this, where 2 months ahead, like so next month we'll get all the August shows that are going to have.
I think I'd prefer 3 or 4 months though.
Okay,
a bit more time.
Admittedly, yeah, 3 or 4 months would be better, but I like the idea that we're going to maybe get this every month, where you get like a batch of shows that are coming in this 1 month. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So in order, July 7th, we are getting the first part of Season 1 of the Castlevania animated series. We get a teaser trailer for this as well. We both watched it, of course. Starts with a cool kind of retro joke thing where someone puts like a Castlevania cartridge in a Nintendo Entertainment System. I had to think of the console name there. And they do this thing where Netflix comes up on the NES looking, like really old, which is based on a real thing. I don't know if you remember this story. Someone actually got Netflix to run on a Nintendo.
I don't think I ever saw that.
It was all in text. Like it looked like it did in the video, basically.
Yeah.
But it was just this thing that someone got it to run a Nintendo, and basically they've taken that and used it as their advertising campaign for their Nintendo-based animated series. Smart. Which is pretty funny. But someone, because you see House of Cards on the list, you see whatever, and then if they pick Castlevania, play trailer, and we get the actual trailer, as it were. What did you think? Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty solid. I mean, there's not much to go on. It was very much a teaser trailer.
Yeah, not much in terms of plot. It was mostly just quick glimpses of the animation. You can see he's got a whip.
Yep.
He's got a pretty badass line at the end of it where he's who are you? And he's like, I'm the guy who's going to kill Dracula.
No, I'm the man who killed Dracula.
Oh, so I'm the man who killed Dracula. Either way, it was a pretty badass line.
It was pretty cool.
It reminded me of a line from, I think it was season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm the guy who's going to kill Gordon.
Oh yeah.
It really reminded me of that. I don't think that was intentional, but that's what made me think of. So I thought the animation looked good. It looked quite bloody and.
Yeah, it looks solid. I mean, this is the thing. There really wasn't that much to go on, but what I saw was like, yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm still a little bit concerned for my own sake because I don't like Ellis, who's writing it.
Yes, Warren Ellis, who's writing it.
I mean, I'm still just hoping that his problems don't translate to screen.
Yeah. Although to be fair, you are, well, maybe not necessarily in the minority, but you're definitely, like, there's a lot of people who are fans of Warren Ellis.
Oh, I would say I am absolutely in the minority. I don't even think he's a bad writer. Like, I just don't like his style.
Well, on the positive side, you've only got 4 episodes to suffer through, should you have trouble with it.
That's true.
So yeah, 4 episodes. They're calling this part 1. I'm assuming of 2 parts. I'm assuming there'll be another 4, either later in the year or maybe early next year, to round out what is season 1. But I guess maybe that's the sort of the low risk here, is that they're only doing 4 episodes, so they can put a bit of money into it, make it look nice. And maybe that's the cost as well of having like a big writer do all the writing, is that, oh, you do the whole thing, but because of that we'll only do 4 now, 4 later.
Yeah, but it's still not that much writing for one person.
Oh yeah,
that's why it's only 4 now.
Exactly. So yeah, July 7th. That's pretty cool. I'm interested. I'm looking forward to it. July 14th, 1 week later, we're getting a comedy called Friends from College, and I remember talking about this when it popped up. Kobe Smulders is in it. Kay from Kay and Peele's in it, and it's about a bunch of friends, obviously, as the title implies. There was 2 teasers that went out for this. There was one where they're in an apartment and they do some drugs, and then there's one where 2 of the characters go to a pharmacy, but the pharmacy's shut and they won't sell them what they're looking for.
Yeah, the first one's the overall teaser. That the second one about the pharmacy. I think there was a few like that actually that are basically just short snippets of scenes.
But that one in the house is just one big scene that's been chopped up as well.
But it's more treated as a proper teaser, I think, with all the intercuts of all the big text.
Yeah, I think the pharmacy one was quite funny. I thought the other one was boring, and I'm good.
I mean, I didn't think either of them were that funny. So.
No, I thought the pharmacy one had its moments.
I mean, it didn't do anything for me.
I mean, it helps that I like both the actors in the scene. I mean,
I like both of them as well, but I don't think it was particularly funny. Still,
the one in the apartment though did nothing for me.
Yeah, I can see that because it didn't really do anything for me either.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll probably do the first episode because it's new Netflix show. We'll do episode 1. It's a comedy, so even if we like it, we probably won't continue it anyway. But we'll check it out because it'll be half an hour. And then next up, July 21st, Ozark, which is a sort of crime drama starring Jason Bateman. It looks like him and his family are on the run from a sort of criminal underworld.
And it is not the German show that I thought it was when I went to watch the trailer.
It is not. The word Ozark probably threw you there.
This is it. I know that Netflix have a German show coming up that we were somewhat interested in a long time ago when we looked at the list.
Yes, winter that's coming.
And I saw this name, I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure this is the German one. Click on it, and then Jason Bateman pops up. I'm like, what's he doing in a German show? It didn't click just yet until he started speaking English.
Yeah, he's in it. He's a more dramatic role for him, of course. We're used to him typically comedy, and it could be good. The trailer was kind of neither here nor there for me, to be honest. I mean, it looked like it had a style to it, but otherwise it felt like a sort of.
I think I like the tone.
Yeah.
But like I say, it wasn't much to go on in terms of a trailer.
I'm not super sold on it, but obviously we will cover episode 1 of this and see what it's like, because it may end up being really good. I have no idea. But typically I feel like a lot of Netflix stuff I'll see a trailer and go, oh man, like Stranger Things. Oh, I want this in my life right now. There you go. That's some premiere dates then. So that's July 7th, 14th, and 21st. So yeah, there's a new Netflix show every week in July for the most part.
Bastards. See, I watched Castlevania. And then I watched Ozark. I was like, oh, 7th, 21st. Oh, that's nice. Nice little spread out, 2 weeks. Then I get to the other one. It's like 14th. I was like, bastards.
Alright, let's move on to some actual news. This first one's a bit weird because there's some. This is actually casting news. I don't actually care about the casting though. I don't know who either of these people are. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's talking about something I didn't know about yet. That we didn't know about yet. That we've not spoken about yet.
Have you been doing your job poorly?
No. Every week I scour through things, and I did not know this was a thing. Channel Zero's got a season 3.
Oh.
News to me.
When did this happen?
That's a good question.
Well, I asked because typically an article that would talk about this season 3 would link in itself to the article on their website where it was announced.
Well, it did not.
Well, shame on Deadline? I don't know.
I can't remember. One of them. I don't know.
Alright, okay. Well, shame on them anyway.
But no, so they've cast a couple of actors for it. But yeah, there's a season 3. They don't have a title for it or the plot of season 3 yet, but it's coming in 2018, which makes sense because we're due season 2 in 2017 still.
Yeah, so sounds like it's on track as normal then.
So, next up we have a spin-off to Blackish, which has been greenlit at Freeform. Obviously that's a comedy. Connor hitting his mic. We don't actually care about this because I don't think either of us have ever seen an episode of Blackish. I kind of just wanted to talk about this though for the title of the.
Sorry, I just want to say this is a spin-off on Freeform.
Yes.
Blackish isn't on Freeform, right?
No, it's on ABC. That's the same family of channels.
Yeah. No, I thought that, but I was just like, this. It's strange to see a spin-off still on a different channel, different network, even though it's the same family.
Nah, it's not that strange.
Is it not?
It's not, no, because NBC did a Law and Order, and then USA Network have had one of the spin-offs.
Oh, fair enough.
Seen it before. But yeah, the spin-off is called College-ish.
That is not a word, Freeform.
College-ish. College-ish. And it's one of the daughter character, I think, going off to college, and that's like going to revolve around her.
Yeah, I feel like we spoke about this before.
Yeah, I think we spoke about it having a spin-off, but it didn't have a title yet.
Yeah. That's a really bad title.
It's a pretty bad title. So College-ish coming your way 2018 for 13 episodes. Look forward to that. Next up, we have. Well, it is casting, but I mainly just wanted to remind you of the this was a thing. So Amazon are doing a show called Lore, which is based on a horror podcast, and they've cast Cathal Pendrid, who is a former UFC fighter who's now an actor. And this recounts the true stories of frightening paranormal occurrences. It's an anthology. I think it's a season anthology as opposed to an episode by episode anthology, just by the way it describes this character. Like, I feel this is a lot of depth for a character description to go out for one episode.
Yeah, okay. I've not read the character description.
I know, I love how you're thinking about that as if, I want to disagree with them.
No, I'm just thinking of what I know of the podcast. Like, do I think it could be an episode by episode? That's all I was thinking.
Pendry will play Michael Clearly, a real-life character from Irish folklore in the horror anthology series. A cooper who makes barrels for a local creamery. Michael is married to the younger Bridget. When Bridget starts making more money than he does and starts questioning his decisions, Michael is convinced that his loving wife has been replaced by a changeling, and he will do anything to prove himself right.
I'm down for this.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Whether it is a one-episode thing, which it could be.
I feel like it could be with that plot.
But I could also see that being a whole season of like paranoia and like, is she or isn't she? Like,
yeah, it could go both ways.
I feel like if they're going to give out that description, because the other Amazon anthology that's coming now, the Philip K. Dick one, Electric Dreams. Yes. I've been seeing casting for that almost every week, but I've been ignoring it because it's all just been because they're all individual episodes. So I didn't want to come in every week with like such and such has been cast. If Vera Farmiga's cast in an episode, it's great, but it's 10 episodes.
So basically, if we get another casting with a different story,
yes,
we'll go okay. You will bring it up then and say okay. It seems like it's an episode one.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's it. All right. So next up, History has ordered a 10-episode straight-to-series. And this is interesting actually. This is scripted. Before you ask, it is a scripted show. It's not a documentary. This oddly kind of ties into Twin Peaks.
What?
It's not a spin-off or anything like that. Don't think along those lines. But it's based on a true part of history. It's called Blue Book.
Okay.
Right. Blue Book chronicles the true top-secret US Air Force-sponsored investigations into UFO-related phenomena in the 1950s and 60s known as Project Blue Book.
Okay. I'm down.
Seeing the Twin Peaks connection. The series follows Dr. J. Allen Hynek, a brilliant college professor recruited by the US Air Force to spearhead this clandestine operation that researched thousands of cases, many of which were never solved. Each episode will draw from actual files, blending UFO theories with authentic historical events from one of the most mysterious eras in United States history. Sounds interesting.
It does.
I am down for it. I'm all for a bit of UFO. And also, I like the whole period idea of it. I like the idea of doing a UFO series in the 50s.
Yeah, it's a good time for it, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds good.
You can't have any phones ruining it all.
Admittedly, I don't think I've ever watched anything from history before. You know, scripted.
Are they the ones that did Vikings?
They might have done, yeah. That may have been.
I feel like that might be there. I've been meaning to check that out for a long time. Like production value wise, it looks phenomenal.
Oh, well, that's good.
So.
All right. That takes us on to our last news story of the week.
Oh, okay, nice.
No, admittedly, we still went nearly 30 minutes, but I think that's us waffling around at the start.
Yeah.
Amazon has given a straight-to-series order to Hannah, which is adapted from the 2011 film in the same name. We spoke about this being in development a while ago. I remember speaking about it. But yeah, straight to series, no number of episodes, but I imagine it'll probably be about 10, just given Amazon's usual 10 to 13. Given their usual numbers.
Sounds about right, doesn't
it? David Farr, who wrote the feature film, as well as last year's The Night Manager for BBC and AMC, will write the new series, so some cred there behind the camera. The Amazon drama is described as a high-concept thriller and coming-of-age drama which follows the journey of an extraordinary young girl as she evades the relentless pursuit of an off-book CIA agent and tries to unearth the truth behind who she is. It's basically, what I'm reading from this is Jason Bourne, but teenage girl.
Yes, that sounds about right. Yeah,
and I'm okay with that description.
Yeah, me too. I assume by that you haven't seen the movie either.
Do you know what? I've seen the first half hour of the movie.
What happened for the rest of it?
For some reason, I turned it off, and then I just never. Something came up.
Well, that's a bad sign.
Paused it, and then I just kind of never went back to it. That wasn't bad from what I saw of it.
To be fair, I've done that with some very good movies.
Yeah, you've probably done it with much better films than Hannah.
Probably.
But it's okay. That seems like the sort of thing that would benefit from it being a season rather than a movie, just because you can tease out her history, why she's there, who she is, who she really is.
I think it's interesting that it's the same writer as the film, because obviously it means he had more story to tell.
Hell, it could be a Buffy situation where. Maybe he wasn't necessarily unhappy with the film, but maybe he's like, that didn't quite hit what I was trying to get at. But
it's like, this could be better.
Yeah, maybe the TV show could do it justice, which is what happened in that case. So maybe that's the thing. So no,
look at that. Cool. We didn't make it through every news item without Peter bringing up a Whedon show.
Hey, that was a valid comparison. There was nothing else I could have compared that to. Nothing.
I mean, you didn't have to make the comparison.
Shut up, yes I did. Now, that is this week's news. So I guess we can pick what our favourite episode of TV was from the week. I'm just going to be quick. It was Twin Peaks. Thank you.
Yeah. I was going to look over at the list and go, oh, what was it? And I was like, it was Twin Peaks. What am I going on about?
It was Twin Peaks. Yeah, Twin Peaks wins.
I mean, it was a good week of other stuff.
It was a pretty good week. Fargo was good. Handmaid's Tale was good.
Saw was good. American Gods was pretty good.
Yeah, even Arrow had a pretty decent finale.
Yeah, by Arrow standards, it was pretty good. So
no, it was a solid week of TV.
Doctor Who had its best episode of the season yet.
That is also true.
We forget because it's so long ago.
I always forget about that by the time we get to the news because it's on a Saturday, so it's like it's 6 days old by the time we're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly, and we've watched Twin Peaks since then.
Exactly. But no, Twin Peaks wins. So no, let us know what your favourite episode of TV was of the week. Even if it's something we don't cover, if the 100th finale was your favourite episode of the week, then by all means tell us. I only know that was this week because I heard someone talking about it. That's why I pulled that out of my ass.
I do feel like we get a couple of commenters talking about the 100 fairly often. So clearly it's popular, and maybe if it hadn't been on like 3 seasons, we might have jumped in.
Is it? I thought it was more than that. I thought it was on like season 6, but maybe I'm just.
I think it's on. I think the one that just finished was 4.
Right, okay.
So it would have been 3 when we'd have been looking at jumping in.
Yeah, no, we've been far too busy recently. Think
Yeah.
about catching up on 3 seasons for a
No
show.
chance.
But no, so yeah, there's nothing new coming in the next week. But that's okay because it means the schedule's finally starting to die down a little bit, so that's nice. So, no, thank you very much for watching. Let us know what you thought of this week's news in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the channel, you can head over to patreon.com/mailedfuzztv, see what some of the bonuses are over there if you want to support us. But no, that's us, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Have you got any vanilla?